Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. And as you guys come in. So good morning and welcome to the Lead Her Morning Show, where we talk about leadership, healing, self-love, discipline, and becoming the woman we are called to be. This is the time to reset your mind, grow and reflect, and start your day with intention. So welcome in. If you're in the live, go ahead and comment good morning and where you're from. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into it. Today's episode is about reflection. I want to teach you how to reflect in a healthy way. A lot of us don't even understand when we say do a self-reflection. We're confused about that because we don't understand really what a reflection is. So a lot of us in survival mode, an unhealed mindset, what we do is we reflect on everything that just happened. We play out the different scenarios of what happened, how it should have been, what happened, and so on. But a healthy reflection is identifying, acknowledging what happened, and being able to take that and properly put the right emotions to it and not dwell on it. That's what a healthy reflection is. Sorry, I ate some oatmeal. So let's get into it. So number one, we're going to talk about growth requires reflection. What does it mean by that? If you never stop to look at your life, your habits, or your decisions and your mindset, you will stay the same. So if you never look at where you come from, what just happened, you'll always stay the same. You'll never grow. Growth requires reflection, but it does not require you to sit in a negative place or survival mode, as we say, right? And just and just replay all the negative things that happened over and over. That's not reflection. So reflection is how you grow on purpose instead of growing on accident, right? So let's look at some of these things. Most people live on repeat, not reflection. And that's what I was saying, learning how to reflect in a healthy manner and not in a survival mode mindset. In the survival mode mindset, you replay it over and over. You repeat. That's not reflection. So if you're doing this, the same habits, same mindset, same mistakes, same reactions, same excuses, and same comfort zone. In same comfort zone, leaders don't just live, they review their life. So most people live on repeat, not reflection. And the repeat is the same habits, mindset, mistakes, reactions, excuses, and comfort zone. But leaders, right? We don't just live life. We review our life. In order to become a better version of ourselves, we have to look at things with honesty, look at what we've been through and what we've done and be honest with ourselves. So reflection actually sounds like, what did I do well this week? Right? Where did I mess up? What did I learn? What do I need to change? What habits helped me and what habits hurt me? Did I grow this week or stay the same? That's what a reflection look like. Most people look at a reflection as, like I said, beating themselves up, constantly dwelling on what I should have did and I shouldn't have done. And then they have that anxiety and then the stress. Thank you, Melanated Law. Then they have all that anxiety and stress and frustration because they're dwelling on it. In order to grow and heal, you have to learn to do self-reflection, meaning that you can truthfully say, I did this, but that's not who I am. Yes, I did those things, but it does not dictate who I am. You do not take your past and make it your DNA. You take what you've been through and take it as a lesson learned and you become better. So let's get into it. So you don't grow just by passing time. That's not how you grow. Hey, sister, what's up, Nina? So you don't grow just by passing time. Just by passing. You grow by reflection and correction. I identify what I did and how do I do better, right? You don't go into another relationship doing the same thing, friendship, workship, whatever it is, doing the same thing. You reflect, you don't dwell, you acknowledge. I did that, but that's not who I am. You don't take ownership on survival mode things. Survival mode things is negativity, anxiety, being bad manners, right? Bad character. You don't take ownership of that. You leave that in survival mode because in survival mode, that's where you created that. You're no longer in survival mode now. Now you're healing. And since you're healing, You don't take ownership of that. That is not your DNA. But people will always hold you to the person that they knew you at. And remember, they hold you at that person because that's the level of their mental capacity that they can even process of you being. That's it. They can't see you being better than them. They can't see you being successful. They can't see you doing more. All they can see you as being who you were in the time when they knew you. When you weren't nothing, when you weren't trying to do nothing, when you was at your lowest, when you didn't see your worth, when you didn't see the best in you. Do you understand? You're always going to find yourself around people that's in the same mindset that you're in. If you don't see your own self-worth, guess what? You're going to be around people that's going to dog you out and act as if they don't see your self-worth. So stop getting mad at people when they talk down to you and they don't see the best in you and they say these things to you. You have to change your environment, because as long as they're attached to you and in the environment with you, guess what's going to happen? They're going to drag you through the mud. And the reason why they're going to drag you through the mud is because you're going to allow it. You allow it. So you have to disconnect. You have to realize, in order to grow, you have to reflect. Why am I not here? And why every time I get here is somebody always saying like, man, don't do that. I wouldn't do that. Listen, I had someone tell me, take that amount I had a certain amount of money, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to take it. I'm going to pay this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to invest in this. I wouldn't do that. I take it, invest in what? But invest in what though? Stop telling me what you invest in or what I should do. Tell me what I should invest in. If not, shut up. Tell me what stock I should invest in. If not, shut up. Tell me. If you can, as I always say with Jill Scott, if you can tell me what to do, baby, tell me what to do. But if you can't tell me what to do, don't tell me what to do. Do you understand? Hey, Afro Queen, good morning. And Muhammad 4, good morning. Listen, I'm trying to acknowledge everybody, but I don't, if I miss you guys. And thank y'all for the follow. Thank you, Casey, for the follow. So listen, that's how you got to look at life. Reflect. Don't dwell. That was who you were. Keep moving. You are not. That is not your DNA. That is survival mode is not your DNA. The heal version is your DNA, because that's who God created you to be. So let's go on. So you cannot change what you do not acknowledge. If you're not honest with yourself, listen, I tell people all the time, be yourself. Be yourself, sweetheart. Listen, and I try not to sound so harsh when I say this, because they go through all these problems. They just like, oh, this is happening and this is happening. And they're saying all these things are happening to them. And then when I tell them just be yourself, they don't understand what I'm saying. And I don't have the patience to break it down, because they ain't trying to hear me. I only have patience for the people that are trying to actually do better and want more. Those are the people I have patience for. Other than that, I'm not God. I'm only here to be an example. So let me explain to you. When I tell people to be themselves, what I'm saying is the problems that you have today are not your problems. Those are other people's problems, meaning the people that you're trying to prove yourself to, the people that you're trying to gain approval from, the people pleasing, that world, survival mode. Be yourself. What do you want to do? You just want to be happy. You want to be peaceful. You want to be healed. You just want to get up every morning and just do what you want to do. Do that. But no, what do? You get up in the morning and you immediately think, I got to do this because my mom might need this. My dad might need that. My brother might need this. And my kids, my this, my husband, my this. And you do all that. You're not being yourself. You're being a provider for everybody else, but you have not provided for yourself. I told you the first step in leadership is learning how to lead yourself. You can't lead anyone else unless you learn to lead yourself. So when I say be yourself, it means take off the hat of all this. I got to be the caregiver. I got to be this. I got to be that. Take all that off. I had someone tell me, I was like, you can always do more. You got options. You can get another job. I can't get options. I got felony. I got this and I got that. Well, as long as you got that mindset, you ain't going to have nothing. And guess what? I kept my 2 cents to myself and I stayed quiet, because don't come to me with a problem and then you ask for a solution and I tell you, and then you meet me with all of what the world said you can't have and not meeting me with what God said you can have. So I'm done. I'm not arguing with you, because this is your life. Be yourself. That's what I mean by that. So if you don't acknowledge it, then what? So this is very important. Let's look at it. Many people want change. They won't change. Everybody want to change. Thank you for the follow. Everybody want the change, but they don't know how to be honest with themselves. If you can't be honest with yourself, Mel, thank you for the follow. If you can't be honest with yourself, let me tell you what that look like. Look in the mirror and lie to yourself. Ain't that crazy? Can't nobody hear you but you. Can't nobody believe that lie but you. And you willing to sit in that lie and listen to that lie? I know a lady right now that baby, all she do is lie. 98% of everything that come out of her mouth is a lie. That other 2%, let me take that back. That 1.5% is questionable. But that 5%, and that's because she gonna tell you her first name. She gonna lie about her middle name and everything else. That's what I'm saying. It's just why. Think about that. If you cannot be honest with yourself, you want change, but you don't want to be honest. Look in the mirror and speak truth to yourself. You can't even do that. You still lying. Talking about, I don't want no relationship. Yes, you do. You was just crying last night. You was just asking God why you ain't married. You was just asking God. You got to be honest with yourself. You want change in your life, you have to be honest. Thank you, Maud, for the follow. I ain't got time for this. I don't want no new car. I'm just going to buy me a used car, pay cash for a car. But yet you was just looking in the magazine like one day I'm going to get this Porsche. What? I'm just saying. What are you doing? Joanna, thank you. So listen, many people want change, but they don't want to be honest. Be honest with yourself. I'm trying to tell you, Afro Queen. So listen. Let's look at a couple of things that I put down. You cannot change habits you won't admit to. I told you throughout this week and last week in the morning shows, I told you, I can tell you without even knowing you what your life is going to be like in 6 months to a year. I'm not a psychic. I don't do none of that mess. I can tell by your habits. What your habits is going to say and tell me what your life is going to be like. So if your habits is video game, if your habits is playing games, if your habits is doing all the scrolling, if those are your habits, but yet you telling me, yeah, man, in 6 months, I'm going to open up this business and my business is going to be booming in 6 months. The devil is a liar. Yeah, 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 yeah. Do you understand? Sit back. Thank you, Specs, for the follow. So you cannot change habits you won't admit. Attitudes you won't admit. All y'all just like, this is just how I am. I'm a Taurus. This is just how I'm a Aries. This is just how I am. This is just me. I'm a Sag. This is how we do. Shut up. Because I'm going to tell you, you're going to run into somebody that's going to have all the zodiacs. Let's start with one. I think I'm going to get this right. How does it start? Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. You're going to find one of them that's going to play them same games, but going to play it a little bit different. So what I'm saying is you want change, but you don't know how to be honest. You got an attitude and don't want to admit you got an attitude. You want to blame it on the zodiac. You want to blame it on I'm just passionate. Let me tell you something. Everybody on here, I'm pretty sure everybody on here, and the ones that have not clicked in, my silent watchers, everybody on here grew up in a household or a place where everybody was yelling to get their point across. Everybody had to go through the extreme to get their point across. Everybody. And if you did not grow up in that household, somehow you end up dating a person that's just like that. And then you found yourself conforming or, like, okay, well, this is just how he is. So I just let it happen. It's not okay. No. Let me explain something to you. Just because they say this is how I am and I'm passionate, this is how it is, this is how, God made me, this is my zodiac, this is what we do, that does not make it okay. You are dead wrong. You are wrong. Now, what's another one? Laziness you won't change. You cannot change who you are if laziness and you won't admit to it. You will not sit and admit to, I'm lazy. What you say is, no, I'm rested, man. I did so much. I remember I had this family member. That joker, all he had to do was get up and go to work. Came to stay with me. And his job was to get up and go to work. He didn't put gas in my car. He drove my car to work, because we family. Didn't put no groceries, nothing, did nothing. Let me tell you something, did absolutely nothing, but because he family. Now I'm outside. I go to work. I got my kids. I go to school. I got all this stuff going. I'm doing all these things, and now I'm outside cutting grass. And I was like, well, can you at least cut the grass? Man, I'm tired. I went to work on... What? Okay. You ain't helping with no bills. You just here. But that joker felt like if he get up and do one thing, and see, this is the type of person that I am. And I had to learn to change, but this is how I was. I don't ask nobody for anything because I'm going to tell you like this. I can build my own house. I'll build my own house brick by brick. But if you walk by and I say, hey, let me pass that brick since you standing over there, then what you got to deal with? Oh, if it weren't for me, you wouldn't have built a house. That's why I stopped asking people for stuff. But I had to learn that is a toxic trait that was only helping me and self-sabotaging me because God sent people into my life. But because I held on to that mindset, I would push them away because no, I'm already like, no, And I would miss my God bless opportunities because I was holding on to a survival mindset. So listen, you cannot change things that you don't admit. Let's get to another one. Fear you won't admit. You scared, say you scared. You want to leave a relationship, but you fear a thing. I need you to acknowledge that fear. Why do you fear it? Because I'm going to be alone. If you feel like you need to leave a relationship because you're getting mistreated, but your fear is being alone, make that make sense. Now that I said it out loud, it might mean something now. Let's think about that. Listen to this. I want to leave a relationship because they ain't treating me right, but I fear of being alone. What in the rabbit hell you got going on? Because the devil said, listen, you either stay with me or you going to be by yourself. And that's worse than staying with me. Come on now, let's get it right. No, whatever you fear, you have to admit what you fear. You fear being alone? You fear being alone? Why? Let's take it back to childhood. Why? You have to follow that childhood trauma because you have abandonment issues. And as a child, you process that as you processed an adult behavior as a child. Think about that. You're 6 years old. You process being alone with something ain't right with you. No one likes you. You're not good enough. You're not this. You're not that. Blah blah. You process as a 6-year-old. Process what abandonment mean, and the truth of it is, as a 6-year-old. Now I need you to go to that childhood because now you got to speak the truth to it. You wasn't abandoned. Mama had to go to work, or mama or daddy, whatever it was, your parents, whoever it was. They projected their hurt and their hate onto you. And the reason why they did that is because they don't know any better. They were in survival mode. And even though it seemed like they knew better, they still wasn't mentally there. See, they bullied you because they were bullied. So the truth is, baby, it wasn't you, it was them. They was the problem. You closed that gap. Now, when you look at that relationship, I fear being alone. Oh, hell no, I want to be alone. Goodbye. Deuces. You gonna chunk them deuces so fast to the devil? Narcissistic. Matter of fact, that narcissistic person gonna hate to see you coming next time because now you done conquered a fear, and the fear was your childhood. It had nothing to do with him. Now when he see you, hey, so you ready? Because he think y'all on a break. 2 weeks later, he could just say y'all ready and y'all gonna come back together. No, you gonna ignore you because of the fact when you become emotionally intelligent, you start fighting, or not so much fighting. I don't want to say fighting because that's not what you're doing. When you start admitting things to yourself, when you start seeing things, when you start breaking those old habits, when you start becoming the better version of yourself, when you start doing those things, then you realize, wait a minute, what was I with you for? Now you looking at everybody you dated like, what was I thinking? This was stupid. Ooh, wait. Oh, and he gonna tell people he know me now. She gonna tell people she know me. Well, come on, Diamond Teal. That's what you gonna feel. Because now you have awakened. Now that narcissistic person is looking at you like, well, what you on? Oh, now you tough now. They're going to try everything. They're going to get loud. They're going to scream. They're going to get in your face. But I'm going to tell you something about when you awaken to who God created you to be. When you awaken to that person, the devil can't touch you. It doesn't matter where you at. He can sit right next to you. You can piss him off all day. He can jump up and down. He can do whatever. Guess what? He can't touch you. The only way the enemy can touch you if you allow the enemy access, meaning that you open up your gate, meaning that you start seeing yourself again like they see you. Weak. Long as you stand in power, baby, they going to cry. They going to come back crying and snotting. They going to be using the kids. But what about little John? What about little Peanut? Let me hold little Peanut. Holding the baby all wrong because they don't know how. What about Peanut, though? What about, I'm supposed to be? No. You and little Peanut, goodbye. Matter of fact, let me get Peanut diaper bag. You and little Peanut, get up out of here. Listen, another one that if you don't admit to procrastination, you will not have change unless you... That's right. My cat is the excuse. Listen, procrastination. If you won't admit that you procrastinate, you're a procrastinator. Don't tell me. Let me tell y'all. I've been talking about y'all smokers lately. Y'all smokers come to the front. Because y'all is the king, queens of procrastination. But y'all don't see it though. Baby, ain't nothing getting done. I don't need, and even when they say I'm functional though, you're not functional. You're not functional. You think you're functional. All you're doing is making someone that's sober like me mad as hell. Because of this is what y'all do. We supposed to be prompting on time. Now it's my fault you late because you wanted to keep rolling. Now it's my fault that things ain't going right because you on slow motion mode and everything. Now you want to listen for the ones that work in the factories, the UPS, the FedEx or whatever is coming up the assembly line. They unloading the truck. You can't voice the numbers right because you throwing them to the side and you can't get it right. And now you screaming at everybody else talking about y'all going too fast. What is y'all doing? Well, you just got the lazy eye right now. You got the slow motion mode right now. Y'all are the most procrastinating. Listen, y'all say it's time to eat at 3 o'clock. Y'all on 3 p.m. Do you understand what I'm saying? 3 p.m. In order to start eating at 3 p.m., that means you have to start prepping. Like 10 o'clock that morning, a sober person will be getting it ready. Matter of fact, they'd have let it marinate last night, but not y'all because of the fact y'all forgot. So now y'all up, y'all focus, you roll, you ain't focused. 3 o'clock, everybody calling like, yeah, come over here. Now y'all done turned the music on. It's just the music on now y'all zoned out. And now I show up. I'm like, okay, I'm going to show up at 5 because it should be done. Y'all done rolled another one. Ain't nothing. The charcoal ain't nothing. The charcoal, y'all started the charcoal at 1 o'clock. It ain't even late no more. Now it's 9:30 and I'm mad because I'm hungry. That's why I don't fool with y'all. Do you understand? Y'all got your own thing, slow motion of everything. So that's procrastination. Put it down. Just stop smoking. I don't care if it's legal or not. Just stop. Just leave it alone. Make it, when after you're done, like do your job first, then do that to relax. No, y'all want to do that and y'all doing too much. It ain't nothing getting done. So listen, spending habits you won't admit. If you don't admit that you have a spending habit, your life will not change. You'll never start saving. Hi, my name is Coach Nye, and I have a spending problem. That's me. But you won't hear me crying talking about some, man, I just ain't never got enough money. Oh, I be having enough money. Baby, I just be following. Listen, as soon as I said that, budget came and followed me. Thank you. Relationship patterns you won't admit. You the problem. Oh. My bad, y'all in my class, so I'm supposed to be blaming other people. I'm supposed to be blaming the people y'all deal with. Oh, no, we won't. Don't nobody read that. Hold on, let me get y'all right. The devil is a lie. I told y'all. Matter of fact, I ain't even block him. I should have blocked him. We won't play those games over here. You mess around and get God all up on you, bruh. You mess around and God will be done hurt you playing with me. God don't play about me. He don't play about me. You don't play about me at all. And you don't even know who Baal is. You don't even know who he is. You don't know the history behind it. And I can teach you something. Go ahead and inbox me and I'll teach you who he is and what he is. But from there, I'll let you read Daniel. Start there. But let's go on. Now, relationship patterns you won't admit. Listen to me. Y'all the problem. You keep asking God why I keep dating the same people. It's just the same thing. It's just everybody want to just mistreat me because you the problem. When are you going to realize that you only attract what you are? I know. Well, I'm not a butthole. I'm not narcissistic. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't say that. But what you are is you don't know your own self-worth. You have low self-esteem. Listen, I don't want to hear nobody talking about, oh no, I know I look good. Baby, let's stop. I want you to pull that wig off. I want you to go down to your most natural state. I want you to pull that wig out. You know when your hairline start way back here because all this gone now from the glue. Pull that off. Take that makeup off. Take your lashes off. Take it all off. Take your suction suit off. Take all that off. And go outside. Are you comfortable with stepping out, being who you are? It doesn't matter. Self-esteem starts from being in your innate nature, who you truly are. Guys, listen, come here, guys. Go to the barber and tell him do not put that black stuff in your hair. Don't be making you no hairline. Perfect. No, don't do it. Just go and leave the barbershop and let him go ahead, because yours back right here. Like it'd be like right, like, I don't know. It's like they be having this much hair. It starts from like right here and it kind of go right here. Like if you put a bowl on it and then you bald everything else around it, but he got like that piece, right? Like in there, like this piece. And then it'd be like waves, but the waves be like 1, 2, 3 rows, because once you get right here, they kind of like made it look like they bald faded it in and took the weight line off to make it look like, but it's like there. So in your innate nature, like Drewski, when he did that one skit, when he took the hat off, they took the hat off because he couldn't get in the club with the hat, like that one. Be your true, authentic self. How do you feel about you? How do you feel about you? That's, yeah, but you know what? Let me tell you something. Soft Life Healing by Shatima. I think I said that right. Let me explain something. Let me tell you what happened. So I had a homegirl that told me, she was like, she was dating this dude, liking this dude, crushing this dude. This dude was crushing her. Hey, little bit, a lot, crushing her. And she, you know, she wore all the lashes and everything. Like she a glam girl, like boom. I mean, baddie. So she said, but he like the other girl. She just basic. She plain, she basic. I said, what do you mean she basic? Like she don't want no lashes or nothing. Because what he just told you was, that's what I like. Because she is truly beautiful. And if she put on all what you got on, she gonna be bad, bad, bad. But if you take off everything you got on to look like her, I'm gonna have a change of mind. I'm just saying. So yeah. So what's another one? Emotional triggers you won't admit. Emotional triggers you won't admit. Let me help y'all out, because y'all like to do this. I gave the example of last week about the two people that's in a relationship. At least that's what the girl thinks, right? And her and the guy have been talking about marriage. They've been talking about what the color's going to be. They talked about, you know, the date, the year, and now it's coming up on the date and the year. This is just an example. This didn't happen to anyone. They're coming up on the date and the year. And she like, okay, so here's the invitation list that I got. And I got to refit it for my dress. And he like, for what? Wait a minute, what? Huh? Because now it's like, wait a minute, wait, what is you doing? And she's like, well, what you mean? Do you understand? What do you mean? And his whole thing is, what do you mean? And that's where the gaslighting come. Because all this time you've been sitting talking with her about this thing, but you never was going that extra step. And then he tried, you know, they try and make the other person look crazy, or it could be vice versa. She tried to make him look, however it go, because no one was emotionally balanced. Everybody just acted off of what they thought they should be doing. He just thought that this is what he do, you know, keep her on a leash, or she keep him on a leash, or however it go. No. You have to be on the same page. So if you won't admit that you're the problem, if you won't admit that you have emotional triggers that have not been addressed, you place the wrong. And here's another example for emotional intelligence being triggered. I'm sad, but I'm acting out of anger. I told you, in your household, you grew up with, let me get it right, angry, happy, jealous. Angry, happy, jealous. Someone make you sad, you angry. Someone make you cry, you angry. Someone hurt your feelings, you angry. Someone say, I love you, you fall in love, all that, you're happy. Someone give you a compliment, you're happy. Someone, you break up with someone, or someone is doing something that you love it so much, you just, oh my God, I love that so much, I love it so much. But that's an overly excitement. You don't, that's more than happy. You put it in jealousy. And this is why jealousy comes. This is how jealousy is formed in people that you did nothing to. You absolutely did nothing to them. You said not a word. All you did was show up, and they was telling you, oh, I like your shoes. I like your hair. I like this. I like the way you speak. I like the way you talk. I like this. I like that. I like this. I like this. Oh my God. Oh my God. So much emotion. Can't go in happy. You got to go in jealousy now. It turns into anger. Learning how to be emotionally intelligent, knowing that there's more than three. There is happy. There is anger. There is jealousy. There is also peace. There's also so many other emotions that you can tap into. Thank you, Kamrika. So acknowledgement is the first step to transformation. If you acknowledge it, baby, you will grow. You have to be able to say, I procrastinate. You got to. You got to be able to say, I procrastinate. I get emotional too fast. I spend too much money. I don't finish what I start. I care too much about what people think. I avoid hard things. I lack discipline in some areas. I need to improve my attitude. I need to be more consistent. This is not to shame yourself, but you have to be honest with yourself. This is to grow yourself. Honesty is the beginning of leadership. You have just went through the steps of most of my friendships. Now my circle is Michael's. But you know what? Listen. Another thing about that melanated law is that that's what the enemy want, right? So this is what I'm here to teach you, right? So yes, you make it small, but that's what the enemy wants you to make it so small that you won't let nobody else in. Trust me, you want to be that way. However, you'll miss God-blessed opportunities because now you're looking at folks sideways when they come, true, authentic, God-sent people, and you just like, I don't know. I've been through that already. It's learning how to use your discernment. So that's what that is. So guess what? You're going to bring those same type of messy people into your life. You're going to be like, dang, I shouldn't have done that. There was another one. But those are lessons to get you better into discerning people. And how do you use your discernment? By regulating your nervous system. So celebrating small wins. This is how you reflect. This is reflections. I'm teaching you how to properly in a healthy way, reflect. So celebrate small wins. Many people quit because they only celebrate big results. You gonna get it, melanated. Listen, many people quit because they only celebrate big results. Do you know how many people I have coached, even just mentored? I was a friend to, and well, I only got this. Thank you, Kenny Ward, for the follow. I only got this. And I ain't doing too good in it. And I'm like, what the heck? You're doing amazing. So it's two things that happen. You have people that just need to they need validation from someone else, or they really just don't see it. And both of those two type of people, I don't like to be around. Because I'm not here to stroke your ego. I'm not here to make you feel good about yourself. I'm here to teach you how to love on yourself. So if you don't want to celebrate your small wins, if you only want to look at the big celebration, so you feel you ain't made it because you're not making six figures, you feel you ain't made it because you only got 3,000 followers, you feel you ain't made it because of the fact you only got 2 people that come into your life, you feel you ain't made it, baby, you're not going to make it. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to make it. Somebody ain't going to make it. Y'all remember that in Cadence if y'all was ever in the military? Listen, you ain't gonna make it. I'm here to tell you. I'm just telling you as a friend, you're not gonna make it because you have to believe that you already are. Followers does not give me knowledge and wisdom. I have to already have the knowledge and wisdom to even come out here to teach my followers. I don't create followers. I don't just have followers. I develop other leaders. That's what I do. That's my job, to develop other leaders. So I'm going to teach you so you can learn to stand into your purpose and operate in your purpose and do your thing. But I have to already believe it to be so. I can't come on here talking about some, I think if most people, in order to feel like you made it, you just got to have, when you get that one celebrity or that one video to go viral, that means you made it. No, that's not what it means. I am the viral moment. I am the moment. I am the trend. What I need somebody else to promote me into being something. Baby, I am already doing my big one with the people that are set aside just for me. I'm already in a class of people that's set aside for me. I'm already the celebrity in the class that's set apart for me. Do you understand? God have a certain amount of people and certain things that I'm supposed to be focused on. And all of them, guess what? I meet them where they are and I do what I'm supposed to be. I'm already the leader that I'm supposed to be. So just because me and you may teach the same thing, but your following may be 100K, 1 million or whatever, does not make you smarter than me. You are for everybody. I'm for the people that set apart. Know the difference. Know the difference. Blow the whistle. Know the difference between the two. Because you have passion and you have purpose. When you're in passion, you chase a follower. When you're in purpose, I don't chase nothing. I don't chase a bag of nothing. Everything comes to me. I attract it all. I attract what's for me. I'm not chasing what's not for me. See, when you attract what's for you, everything comes to you. But it's when you get greedy, you start chasing. That's why so many people are tired. I'm not tired of my business. I have a good time teaching. I have a good time personal training. I have a good time creating content. I have a good time doing these things because of the fact I'm not working. I'm just being. That's the difference. So many people quit because, like I said, they only want to celebrate the big results. But real growth happens in the small wins. Let's look at a couple. Waking up early. Baby, if you woke up today and ain't no alarm, no kids, nobody woke you up. Listen, I don't even care if you went to the bathroom and you just stayed up for a second just to look around. Give yourself a round of applause because, baby, I know, especially you smokers. I know this is different for y'all. Say, yes, I did that, baby. I did. And I ain't had no alarm clock. Man. Pump yourself up. Go look in the mirror because if you tell somebody else, they're going to be like, so that's what adults do. But tell them to stay out your business. However, for you, it's a big thing. Celebrate it. Drinking more water. Baby, you drunk a whole bottle of water today. Now, you had that bottle of water since 6 o'clock this morning, and it's 10 o'clock at night, same water bottle, but you drunk it all. Who doing that? Where they do that at? Celebrate it. Working out. Listen, you showed up. You took your jacket off. You found a locker. You put it in there. You got to the machine. You tried one. Realized you don't like it. Celebrate it. You did that. Because who doing that? People. Do you know how many people sitting at home like, man, I should go to the gym? You at least got in the dough, baby. You got in the dough. You touched that one machine. That one machine, and I ain't gonna lie to you, it really wasn't even a machine. It was just a armrest. But because you didn't know what it was, you felt like, okay, I don't know how to do this. I'm done. But it's okay. You got to the gym. You did that. Who doing that? Celebrate it. Reading instead of scrolling. What? Wait a minute. Y'all scrolling on TikTok and y'all didn't scroll past something that you had to read, paragraphs. And you read it? Celebrate it. Because what you're telling your mind is, we don't have to scroll all the time. Sometimes we can read. Celebrate it. Not reacting when angry. You ain't get mad. You ain't argue. What? Celebrate it. Right. They just tried it. Yeah, they tried it. Yes, they did. Yes, you was the one that almost caused the accident. Yes, it was you. You almost caused the accident. You was the problem. You was in traffic doing whatever you want, and you almost caused the accident, and you didn't get mad when you was about to go off because they was going to hit your car, and you was about to do it. You said, you know what? I ain't going to get mad. Celebrate it. Okay? You was hungry. Women, I'm talking to y'all. This is the Lead Her Movement morning show. You was hungry and you didn't kick somebody's head off their shoulders. Celebrate it. Saving money. You went into Dollar General, Family Dollar, whatever store that was, Walmart. You went up in there, baby. You went in there for some paper towel and you found all this stuff and you still put it in your cart. But you looked at something and was like, you know what? I don't need that. Celebrate it. Okay? Saying no. Say no to the things that you don't like. Remember, just like yes is a period, meaning that when someone asks you for something and you say yes, and then you try to explain to them like, well, they ain't going to be today. And they say, no, don't worry about it. As long as you can do it, I'm good. Remember, for them, as long as you're doing what they need you to do, it's a period. Baby, it don't matter. They're going to hold you to you going to do what you said you're going to do. Same way with no. When somebody asks you for something, say no. It's period. Don't explain nothing. You said no. Good job. Finishing a task. You smokers out there, did you finish something on time? Baby, just finish the task. Celebrate it. Being consistent for a week. Jean Jacquees Cat, thank you for the follow. Being consistent for a week. I don't care what that consistency look like. I want it to be positive. I want it to be healthy. But since we're learning, since we're growing, that consistency could be every time you wake up to your husband and you just look up, you just don't say nothing. You just don't say. Every time he do something, that you feel like it's just as stupid. Like when he come to you like, I did. I don't know why men get excited when they do something right. I did. I did. You ain't did nothing, but good job. Carry on. Go on about your business. Yeah, it's to celebrate. So listen, what's another one? Keeping your word to yourself. Forget everybody else. What did you say? Did you say you're going to drink water every day? Keep it. Did you say that you're going to think before you respond? Keep it. Celebrate that. Praying and meditating. Thank you, Susanna. Praying and meditating. Yes. Listen, a lot of us don't know how to pray. And then we feel when things ain't going right in our life, we like, maybe because I ain't praying right, then you go call the pastor and everybody else. No. People can intercede for you, but God wants you to have a relationship with him. God needs you to have a relationship with him. If you don't know what to say, sit in the presence of God in the moment in silence, right? Allow the Spirit to speak. If you don't know how to do it, Holy Spirit, I ask you to speak on my behalf. Lord God, I come boldly before your throne. Lord, I don't know what to say. Lord God, I am ready to do what needs to be done. Lord, I don't know. What is it that you need of me, God? Show me what the right next step look like. Show me in this moment of confusion what I'm supposed to be doing, Lord God. I ask that you step in and show me, Lord God. I ask you remove the blockages, Lord God. Allow me to be able to see what's not of you and what's of you, Lord God. Allow me to be able to move the way that I need to move. It's things that you can say. You don't have to. Heavenly Father, you don't have to go into a deep somber prayer. No. You get to the point. The same way that you would go to your dad and say, you got a problem? Dad, you don't ask your dad and say, Dad, you got time today? I got to talk. You go straight in, kicking doors in. I'm a daddy's girl. Kick doors in. Hey, listen, this is what I got going on. I don't care if he in the bathroom taking a dump. Listen, I'm outside the door. Listen, this is what I got, Because that's the relationship I have with him. So why don't you have that relationship with your father? That's the father of your father. Talk to him. Journaling. Small wins. You wrote a note today. Celebrate it. Journal. Instead of you getting mad, you wrote it down. Celebrate it. Choosing discipline over comfort. Celebrate that. Meaning that you said you're going to stick to this diet. One thing about me, I don't like to use the word diet. As a personal trainer, I change the way I speak. I change your vocabulary. I change the way you think and speak. So therefore, your mind, you rewire your mind because what you just said is diet. Your mind said, oh my God, you can't eat nothing. Oh my God, what about them French fries? Oh my God, what about them cheesecake? McDonald's got them new cinnamon rolls. What about that? Because your mind is wired for survival mode. Survival mode, you've already played scenarios in your head and you've already had enough life experiences for your brain to pick up, hey, when that happens, this happens. And they have something to compare it to. But in the heal mindset, what you're doing is introducing something new. So you're choosing discipline over comfort. If you say, I'm going on a diet, you change the way you speak. You said, I'm going to eat healthier, right? Your mind has nothing to compare that to because it ain't never had nothing healthy. It doesn't even know what that means, right? So now you change that. Now when you get ready to go to the store and you see lettuce, you don't equate lettuce to diet. You equate lettuce to healthier eating. Now, when you get ready to go get that cheeseburger, your mind can process, right? The cheeseburger is comfort because it's just quick and easily to go get. Your mind is going to process, no, we eating healthy. That's how you do that. So small wins will build confidence, discipline, momentum, self-respect, consistency, belief in yourself. That's what small wins will do. Listen, I thank y'all for the like, shares, and the follow. If you haven't followed, go ahead and follow. Come on through. We got some more stuff to go through. Now, small wins turns into big results. If you only celebrate big moments, you will feel like you are always failing. I told you. If you only looking for the big boom, you're never going to make it because you're already that. And you're already that by your small wins, meaning that you started. In order to evolve into what God called you to be. So like I tell you guys, there was a process. There was the spiritual awakening, the dark night of the soul, the me healing, the going through and trying to find out, okay, God, what is it that you need from me? Finding out who I am and whose I am. And once I went through all of that, now the next step, I start operating in purpose. The thing is, I start becoming, right? I was learning how to become. I hadn't become yet. I was operating in purpose, but I hadn't become. And now I had to become everything that I went through, meaning all the lessons. It's time for me to become her. So let's look at Esther. She had to go through everything. She had to go through the 6-month bathing. She had to go through this. She had to go through the prep. She had to go through all this so she'll know how to be the queen. But even though she found favor and became the queen, she hadn't become the queen yet until she stepped into and became who God created her to be. Right? Yes, a queen. Yes. But no. The leader of her people. So she had to become that. And the last thing that she had to go through was, okay, you guys, I have to go to the king. I have to go to my Goliath because this can be my Goliath in this moment. Or this can be the guy that's going to take me out. This can be the guy that's going to end everything for me. Even though I'm his favorite and I'm his queen, this can be the end of me. But I have to challenge this thing and I have to go up towards it. I have to go through this. Even though I've been pruned and I've been, taught and schooled on how to become this queen, but that is in the physical world. In the spiritual realm, I had to become her who God created me to be, the leader of my people, of his people. So that was the thing that I had to learn, that going through that process, those small wins was my lessons learned to become what God needed me to be. Yes, I am a leader in the physical eyes, right? I am a great speaker in the physical eyes, but in the spiritual realm, I am the leader of his people that's set apart for me. So I had to do that. Thank you for the follow. Alhamdulillah. I think I got that right. Sorry. So you are actually becoming a new woman step by step. Listen, let me cook. Listen, step by step, you are becoming a new woman. Step by step. There's no race. There's no competition. There's no anything. People are going to compete with you. But what are they competing with? Because you're doing God's work. They can't compete with you. So who are they competing with? God himself. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't the enemy compete with God? Why wouldn't he? The devil tried it. That's why he wasn't in heaven no more. That's why they tried it. That's what they're supposed to do. But you have to identify that this has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with your father. So you let them deal with it. You know, when your father would tell you stay out of grown folks' business, that's grown folk business. Oh, you coming for me? Oh, you ain't coming for me. That's grown folk business. Let me go on over here. And you continue to do what you need to do. I tell my son all the time, right is right, wrong is wrong. You speak up, but you be respectful. Don't worry about it. Your fight is not with the adults. That's my job. Same way with the enemy is not my job. That's my father's job. So you move to the side. In these times of your life, as you're going through things, stop looking at it as hiccups and stop looking at it as hard times or, why is these things happening to me? God, why me? Why me? Stop looking at it that way. I want you to look at it for what it is. It's getting you prepared for the next step. Esther had to go through a process to get her prepared for the next step. If she would have stayed simple-minded and would have looked at, hold on, give me a second. Give me 1 second. Girl, my nose running. I don't need my nose running all on camera. And y'all like, Coach Now was saying a word, man. She was saying a word. Nose running and all, snotting and all. But listen. Listen, if she would have stayed simple-minded in the physical realm like everybody else, they was just trying to be a queen. They would have sat there. She would have sat there and told Mordecai, like, there's nothing I could do about it. I'm no longer your people. Your people are no longer me. You see me? This is who I am now. No, she never changed who she was. She stayed in the innate nature of what God created her to be. She didn't change her character. So things happen in our lives, but it's not supposed to change who you are. You stay who you are. That's why I say when people go into different places, they say, oh, I can go anywhere and fit in. Well, that's fine. Well, let me explain to you what that means. You are a people pleaser. It's a toxic trait. It's a hidden toxic trait. Hey, Cindy, it's a hidden toxic trait. It is a toxic trait. You just didn't know it. Because you shouldn't be going anywhere to fit in anywhere. Listen, you should be comfortable going anywhere because you're comfortable with who you are. You're not trying to sit at their table. But if you want to sit at their table, you're not going to change yourself to fit in this conversation. You're going to sit at the table and still be you, and you will be respected. Right? They didn't even know better. So what's another one? So everything that you go through, just remember, it is the step-by-step of creating the woman that God created. Whenever you go through things, it's just remember it is step-by-step of you becoming the woman that God created you to be. That's what I was trying to say. I think it was coming out right, but something was happening. So you're actually becoming the new woman, step-by-step. So growth is not always fast, but it is always worth it. Growth is not always fast, but it is always worth it. Listen, everything that I've been through in my life, I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. Listen, I didn't like it. It was ugly. I lost friends along the way. I got a lot of backbiters. I got a lot of people that talk about me behind my back. I got a lot of people that just judge me. I got a lot of people that did those things. See, it was all good when I was in the same level as them. Nonsense, chaos, craziness, whatever. But when I started to change and I wanted to be who God called me to be, like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing? And I started asking the right questions of God instead of saying, God, put me in the doors. Let the jobs call me. No. God, tell me what it is that I need to do in this moment. And God, what am I supposed to be doing? Because I'm not worrying about the doors opening because I don't care about those doors anymore because the right door is going to open for me. Right? I don't worry about, I'm going to apply for this job. Lord God, let me get the job. And then I don't get the job and I'm upset. It's because of the fact, hey, preach y'all. God, give me the job that is needed for me. Prepare me for the job that you have for me. I start changing the way I see things. So now when doors open for me, I don't question it and say, well, God, is this it? No, I walk through the door. That's it. Your doors are no longer going to look like what they used to. Thank you so much for the follow. Oh, thank you, preach y'all. Thank you. Oh, what's today? Wednesday? Oh, because I got another episode tonight. I got to put it up. So every Thursday. So listen, the doors that open for me now look nothing like the doors that I used to have. The doors that I used to walk through. They look nothing like that. So when I see the doors that used to look like the doors I would go through, the old doors come up, I know that is of the enemy. That door is not for me because I'm not that same person. I don't walk through those type of doors anymore. Y'all still walking through doors that you got to push and pull. Y'all walking through doors that's automatic. I don't have to walk through doors anymore. I just float. Baby, just float straight through wherever I want to go. Do you understand? So It's just, that's what I know now because I had to become her. So those people that I used to know, listen, I'm so glad I went through what I went through because growth was needed. It was so necessary. It was so necessary, not for the people that I can help, but just for me. I feel better. This is the strongest I've ever felt in my life. I will be 45 years old in May, and this is the strongest I've ever felt, physically, mentally, and spiritually. I feel good. I feel good about myself. I feel good about everything around me. Yes, some days I have my days when I feel a little, but at the same time, it's okay because you know what? In those moments of feeling like, dang, I feel bad, or I feel, or God, I'm sad, or why haven't I got this? I have to always remind myself and remember who I am. Thank you, Crystal Lee. Listen, remember who I am and whose I am and what my job is. Do not compare myself to everybody else. Their success has nothing to do with me. Their door, I have no access to their door. My door, they have no access to my door. I am the only one that can walk through my door, and my door look a little bit different. My door may not have all the tangible, all the, thousands and millions of dollars, but my door keeps me at peace. When I walk through that door, I have no worries. Bills are paid, everything is paid, whatever I want, I ask for. I don't chase a bag, it comes to me. I attract everything, so I don't have to worry about anything. So what am I stressing for? Because what it used to look like in the old door, I had all the tangible money, I had all the dollars, I had all this, I had all that. But that's not what my door look like anymore. Now I'm like rich folk, right? We don't walk around with cash. I ain't got to walk around with cash. I walk around with my big black card, my big card, and that's God himself. And when I go in the store, wherever I want God, I want that, and I get that. Ooh, bars. Y'all heard it first. Y'all heard it first. If anybody trying to take it, you better tell them they better lay low. Listen, that's who I walk in the door with. God himself. Whatever I want, I get. So growth is not always fast, but it's always worth it. We live in a world where everyone wants what? Fast money. I'm trying to tell you, Nina, fast money, fast weight loss, fast success, fast results, and fast change. Now let's take that back up. Fast money. Y'all will get in hustle mode. Listen, I know a young lady, baby, let me tell you something. She gonna hustle to the end, right? She gonna hustle to the end. But yet she looking crazy because she like, well, why this ain't taking off and why that ain't taking off? Because you in hustle mode. What you told God is, hold my beer. Let me get this money. That's what you told God. That's what you told him. You told him, I got this. You said, Jesus, take the wheel, help me be successful. And then when he took the wheel, you still had your foot on the gas and the brakes. You still in the passenger side talking about some turn left is a shortcut. You still... And they hustling, they don't understand. Well, let me tell you what a hustle is. A hustle will get you some money. Be a jack of all trades. You can get you some money. But you'll always have to chase the money. You'll always be working. Me, I'm not working. I'm just being me. It's just being me. I'm not working. And everything I want is going to come to me. Right? My needs are met and things that I want come to me. As long as it stays in alignment with God. So when people say, well, I don't see you with you ain't no millionaire. If God's so good, you ain't got all that. What? This is the thing I need you to understand. Physical world, spiritual world. Survival mode, healed. Survival mode said that you have to have tangible money, right? That is your currency. The healed mindset, so your innate nature, your true authentic self, who God created you to be, your currency is your energy. Your energy is your currency. As long as you have good energy, everything you want will come to you. The desires and the appetite that you had before, when you wanted the fancy cars and this, you don't care about this stuff anymore. Because you can get it if you want it. It's more about the purpose. So it's not that they're not doing good. It's just the fact that their appetite changed. Survival mode chase things. They hustle. They work all day. They got 20 jobs. They going because they got to get that money. I don't care nothing about no money because money will have me stressed, depressed, anxiety, and everything else. Because I don't focus on money, I have a peaceful mindset. And in that mindset, I know that you guys say manifest, you guys say affirmations and things like that. With me, I just declare and I say that's what it's going to be, and that's what it's going to be. Period. Fast weight loss. Listen, I have clients. Well, I'm 300 pounds. I'm 400 pounds. Yeah, you are. Okay? Yes, you are. And if you think that you about to come train with me and we're going to lose this in a year or a month, baby, them 400 pounds, it didn't come overnight. It took some time, right? It took some time. It took some time of whatever it is that you was eating. It took some time. So whatever depression you had, whatever anxiety you had, whatever it had, it took some time. However, you want to go from 400 to 150, 12 months or less. I'm going to need you to go get you another trainer. Maybe it's somebody out there that can do it, but I'm not going to do it the way that you want to do it. Because what I want to do, because as long as your mental is not clean and you just want to do the physical, all you're looking for is change in your body, and you're never going to see the change in your body because you think it should be a certain way. I'm the personal trainer that train you spiritually, mentally, and physically. Life coaching, it all. You get a package deal with me. So while I'm training you, you're going to get a workbook to work on your mental. That's just what I created. That's who I am now. I'm not the typical, yes, that's how I'm set apart, right? This is how you set yourself apart from everyone else. We're all personal trainers, but I set myself apart from everybody else. You get the physical. I'm going to give you that, but I need you to balance your mental, because I need you to see your changes as you're making them. You're making changes in your life, but you don't see it. And the reason why you don't see it is because what? You're in survival mode, hurt, depression, whatever, your mind. You got to rewire your mind. So, but real growth is slow. That's real growth. It's slow. Thank y'all for the shares, the likes, the follows. Thank y'all. Come on in. It's uncomfortable and it's consistent. Yeah. Real growth is slow. It takes time. When God get ready to do a thing, let me explain something to y'all. Real fast. I was supposed to open my business. God said, go ahead, do my thing. That was in 2023. I opened it up. And I was going full speed. Everything get done fast. I wrote my book, everything in less than. So I started my business back in like August or October. My book was at the publishing company. I started writing that in August. It was ready to be published in December. And everything was going real, real fast. Now I'm like, okay, God, where's everything at? Where's the glory? Where's everything at? Well, I had to wait for it to all catch up to me, because I didn't learn the lessons along the way. I didn't enjoy the process along the way. I did none of those things along the way. I just hurried up and did. And a lot of us think that that is pleasing to God, that we just work nonstop. We go, and we sit and tired, and we tell people like, man, I just been up all night. I've been doing this. That's not of God. None of what I was doing is of God. So 2023 went past, 2024 went past, and then it was 2025 when God really was like, hey, you ready to listen now? Yeah. Everything you did, go shut it down. For why? For what? I worked hard on that. Yes, that's the point. You worked hard on it. This is my work that you're doing. So 2025, shut it down. All right. My book is still out there, but the business, everything, shut it down. I said, okay. Because what happened is I opened up a business. I went through and started connecting into the woman that God created me to be. I stepped into her, right? I stepped into, my healing journey, and I stepped into finding my true authentic self. The whole purpose of healing is finding you. That's it. That's the whole purpose of healing, is finding your true self. That is it. That's the whole purpose of healing. And so, but I opened my business off of something that I once knew. So everything that came into my life when I started healing had to go, right? It had to go. So, yeah. So the business, I had relaunched the business. I had opened that business back in 2017. And I was like, you know what? God told me to open the business. This got to be it. And I opened the business again. I'm like, yes, I'm doing a good thing. No, that's not, that was your business. Now you're going to open my business. That's how Trinity of Fitness Bootcamp was birthed. Now, in the LeadHER movement, everything I do now is for what he wants, for whatever it is that you need me to do. I'm just a vessel. So 2026 jumps off, and I shut everything down in 2025. 2026, I rebranded it under God, right? Listen, what he told me to do. And I have not been stressed. I have not been working late. I have not been feeling a type of way. I have not been nothing. I just been getting up, doing what I do. Everything just been rolling. It's everything that I wanted to do on from my passion was interfering with his purpose. So listen, thank you for all my roses. Listen, thank y'all for all the gifts. Thank y'all for all the love, the shares, and the follows. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much. But what I need you guys to understand is, since January of this year, my followers have just been going. My podcast just been going. And the thing with my podcast, I took it down. It hasn't even been up for 6 months and it is going crazy, right? My YouTube, I think I created that thing, and I don't know when I created it, but 2025 going into 2026 is when I actually started it. Really posted on it, to be serious. Everything is just doing what it's supposed to be doing, right? And even with my Facebook and Instagram, like, I really didn't have no followers over there. I looked over there the other day and, the numbers are climbing. Yes, they're still small, but they're still climbing. Like, everything is working because what I'm putting out has nothing to do with me and everything to do with what God wants me to do, right? Which is helping the next person develop other leaders. So we just talked about growth is not always fast, but it's always worth it. Real growth is slow, uncomfortable, and consistent. So let's look at what growth looks like. I got a couple of them here. Growth look like choosing discipline when you don't feel like it. Saying no when it's uncomfortable. Losing friends, changing habits, learning new things, being consistent when no one is watching, working on yourself quietly. That part. Listen, I know y'all see a lot of content creators and they do the whole thing. Watch me heal, 30 days of healing, see me, skincare, I got this, look at me. I went from this to this, I'm just feeling myself. You did me wrong, but look at me now. Listen, you can do whatever you want. But if you want to grow, those are not the ones that you want to grow with. And I'm not being a hater. What I'm saying is they are for entertainment purposes only. They're not feeding you to help you get to the next level. What are you giving me to get me to the next level? Let me explain something to you. There's a difference between a motivational speaker, right? I motivational speak, yes. But the difference that I had to learn and what God taught me is that I needed to bring structure to it. I can freestyle motivational speak all day. I can get on a mic and I can motivate you all day. But then what? After I motivate you, you're going to leave me. You're going to feel good. And then you're going to get in your car. You're going to go home, lights off, wigs off, suction suits off, sitting looking crazy, toes ashy, and you're going to cry and you're going to do this and because you don't feel it. Motivation is emotions, just like emotions is up and down. But for me, I am a leader. I develop other leaders. I'm going to feed you. So now I'm going to motivate you and I'm going to teach you how to get there. That's my job. That's it. That's it. Yeah, the suction suits. Mike Murphy. That's it. Because it's nothing worse than I tell you, when someone tell you, I can make you a millionaire. Okay. And then they go from there. I can make you a millionaire. Okay, I'm following. And all they do is talk about themselves. I did, I got, I want, I have, I this, I that, I that. You can too. Catch me next week. The what? Okay. And then y'all feed into it. Because little by little, y'all taking a little bit and y'all trying to piece it together to how he made a million and you become that. Do you understand? We all have our own inheritance. God bless us all with our own inheritance. Yes, hyping them up to manipulate people. That's right. So God bless us all with our own inheritance. How you do your motivational speaking, I can look at you all day. I can study you all day. I can write down all your content. I can go speak your content, but I'm not going to be able to relay it the way you relay it because your speech is for your people that's set apart for you. Whether it's set apart by God or the enemy, I don't know. But for my people, God is going to give me the right words to say to bring in the people that he needs so I can teach them a thing. And that's why y'all in class, daily morning show. Okay? So, what's another one? Working on your self-quality. Just sit back. Understand. Start listening. Listening. God, what is it that you need from me? And stop listening. Should have had a V8. Stop sitting around asking God for something and then sitting like this. I don't hear him. Y'all shut up. I don't hear him. I just don't hear God. God will talk to you through anything, through people, through everything, through commercials, through your nervous system. That's what your nervous system is for God to communicate. I know what the scientists said, but God created this body for a reason, for discernment. This is how he speaks to you. When you get a certain type of feeling, you ask God something, you get a certain type of feeling, he just answered your question, but you're so stuck on, because survival mode told you the only way you can hear is through your ears. It's so much more than that. So listen, work on yourself quietly. Fixing your attitude. That's what growth look like. Fixing your attitude. I don't want to hear it. Matter of fact, if y'all doing this, then stop. I'm telling y'all right now. Now that I said it out loud, now you'll see how stupid it sounds. I'm just a Pisces. That's how we are. I'm a Gemini. That's how we are. I'm a Taurus. That's what we do. Boy, if you don't shut your stupid, shut up. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because what you just said is, I'm just like everybody else. And because that person do it, I follow the leader. And I just keep going with the same people and keep doing the same things. I'm just here in the trending moment. Something that sounds good, I want to attach myself to it. No. Yes, listen. I'm a Taurus. I'm very sweet. But I'm very mess around and find out. However, I have healed and grown. So whatever they say that I am, what they say that I am not. What God say that I am, I am. He is I am, so I am her, right? So I am. So I don't want to be tied to something that says that I'm doing something negative or bad. I don't want to be tied to that. I mean, you can mess around and find out, but we ain't going there. We over here now. We over here now. I want you to see me. When you see me, I want you to understand the purpose in me. I don't want you to see perfection. I want you to see that it's God's work in me. That's what I want you to see. I don't want you to see perfection. I'm not perfect to the world. I'm perfect to God. I'm perfect for my purpose. I'm perfect in his eyes for what I have to do. But I'm not perfect to the world. Don't look at me and say, oh, well, she talking about she loved God, but she just said hell. Yeah, I did. Might say a couple of other things, but listen, don't look for the perfection in me of what the world said. Look at the God in me of growth, right? I am not who I used to be. So the people that knew me before, you can't tie me to who I used to be. She don't even live here anymore. Like, she's so far gone. I had to heal her because she was broken. She was broken from the world. And you know what? I blame my friends. Yeah. But no, seriously, I look at it like this. Y'all seen that I was broken and nobody decided to say, hey, come here, get to the side. You need to do better. Not one person. Guess what they did? Sided with me. Oh, yeah, I went through the same thing. And this is how I came out on the other side. But I can't blame my friends. But I just know that they wasn't my friends. Those were people that were comfortable with me being who I was, which was a mess and confused. That was it. So now that I am who I am, I don't hold a grudge against them. I don't say, oh, you wrong and you should have. No, what I say is I'm better now. I don't talk to certain people. I don't talk to, old friends. They don't communicate with me. They don't call me. They don't talk to me. The reason why they don't is because I'm not who I used to be. You only attract what you are. And that's how you got to look at life. So things happen, things change, but that's growth. Be grateful for the growth. When you fix your attitude, be grateful for that. Now, healing from things that hurt you. Heal from it. Move on. You don't dwell on it. I'm not going to sit back and say, oh, you hurt me. Yes, there's a lot of people that hurt me. But it's not for me to dwell on it. It's all good. You did good. You did a good job. You did your job. Why do I say it like that? Because the enemy is always going to do his job. His job is to destroy me and hurt me, make me feel a type of way, take me out of this world, unalive me. That is his job, is to do that. So he succeeded by making me feel depression, anxiety, not wanting to be here, feeling down on myself, low self-worth. He did his job. How can I be mad at the enemy for doing his job? Because it's me? No, he did his job with God. So what make you think he ain't going to do his job with me? I'm not greater than God. So now that I'm healed and I look at it, I'm like, you did your big one. You did. You had me. Boy, you almost had me. Got to be quicker than that. You almost had me. You had me for a couple of years. You had me for some years. You had me for some decades. You had me down bad. But these next decades that's coming ahead, I'm not going to be the one to say, I got more years behind me than I got ahead of me. No, baby, I got more years ahead of me because I don't care. It doesn't matter about if it's 10, 20, 30 years. It's the peace that I have now that's going to have me with longevity. See, I live in the seconds now, so my days are much longer than yours. I enjoy the moment. So you heal from things that hurt you. That is what growth is. Uh-oh, what just happened? I'm a steamroller, baby, and I'm rolling down the line. So you better get out of my way now. Listen to y'all. Y'all got some military folks over here? Y'all want to sing some cadence? Roll all over you. I lost my place where I was talking. Yeah, he tried it, but he's a liar. Yeah. So what's another thing about growth? Growth looks like becoming more mature, right? Listen how I said that, mature. What did I say? Mature. I can't say it right. I messed around, got some aligners, my teeth got real straight, and now I can't say certain words. So mature, okay? Becoming more mature. That's what happens. When you grow, you start taking responsibility for your life, not what should have been or could have been. I think it was, I was listening to Apple White, I think that's her name, her interview. And she said, before her accident, because you got different people that told her side of the story. So you got the story of she was drunk, she got in the car, drinking and driving, and boom, she messed herself up pretty bad. But then she told the story of why did nobody stop her? And she was hurt. She was really hurt behind that because that is the real thing. Why didn't anybody stop me? Y'all see me getting ready to get behind this wheel. Why didn't anybody stop me? And then from looking at her on the different shows that she was on and different things and looking at the interview and then what people were saying, but it was just the fact of even the same way with me, I had got to a point of, why didn't nobody tell me? Why wouldn't nobody talk to me? Why wouldn't nobody check me? Why would they check me? Because I was going to cuss them out. I was going to make them feel like a fool. I was going to put them in a place. I was going to check them. So why would they do that? They already knew the outcome. So this is the part of the lesson that I needed to learn. And so with her, she ended up, I think she's walking or whatever, but she's pretty much paralyzed on the side and she's not who she used to be. But because I took responsibility for my own life, I was able to make changes. Thank God, right? So growth is not always exciting. Growth is sometimes lonely, it's boring, and it's hard. That boring part. So let me help you rewire your brain on that one. Peace is not boring, okay? Peace is growth. Growth is peace. It's not boring. A survival mindset will put you in a mindset. So when my brother come visit me or my mom come visit me, they just like, oh, it's so boring. That's because they don't know what peace is. They used to chaos. They used to the music and loud and nonsense and gossip and chaos. They used to all that. Ain't none of that here. None of that here. You're going to get some good smell good, some good candles burning, smell good, nice clean environment. Ain't no nonsense just blasting from my TV. Ain't no loud music just blasting just because. Ain't no smoke through the house. Ain't none of that. That's what peace look like. I want a place where I can dwell. That's what my spirit can dwell and be at peace. That's it. I had to create that. Thank you, child, for the follow. So that's what that is. So boring, it's not boring. Survival mode say boring. I need you to understand when you don't have chaos going on, understand it's not boring. That's what peace is. And if the enemy can get you to not understand what peace is, then he can keep you with nonsense. He'll keep you to the point, man, I can't take this. I got to go where the nonsense is, where he dwells. Okay? So growth is always worth it. As we said, you get to become someone you are proud of. You are proud of. You started working out. You're proud. Be proud of yourself. Thank you for the follow. Be proud of yourself. I told you went in there. You went in that gym, baby. You got that cute little outfit. You put it on. You took out that app, that phone, and buzzed yourself in the gym because you feel good. You done paid a monthly membership, baby. You get up in there, you peeping the scene because you already know. You got to find your gym crush. Okay, got them. Check. There you go. Let me go up in here, put my stuff up, do my little stretch, get on that one machine, mess up, and like, ooh, let me go get my dumb self up out of here and go home. But you did it. You walked in that gym. And you did absolutely nothing, but you made the first step, and that was to get in the gym. Be proud of yourself, okay? I want you to come back. Growth is about consistency. I want you to come back. Come back to the gym. It's just that come back doing a little bit more research. Here's another thing for y'all. I'm going to give y'all. Y'all want to work out. Y'all don't know what to work out. Go to YouTube. Create you a weekly workout. You want something, I'm going to give it to you. So, ladies, y'all always want to build a donk because that's what we do. That's what I specialize in. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Find you. For Monday, a glute focus exercise. YouTube will give it to you. It'll give you like 3 of them. That's great. Do that on Monday. Tuesday, find a quad hammy exercise. Give about 4 of them. That's Wednesday. Friday, a mixture of the 2. That's what you're going to work. That's how you're going to build your shelf. Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday, you can do back and buys. Thursday, you can do tries and chest. That's how you build it. And you go in there, hey, Melissa, welcome in. Happy Wednesday. That's how you build it. You build your own workout program. So therefore, when you go in there, you got something to do and you're not just looking around like, oh, what should I be doing? Do I look stupid? Because you probably do, but it's okay. Be proud of yourself, though. I'm your biggest cheerleader. I'm your coach. Now, becoming a better woman is a daily decision. This is something you have to choose daily. Daily. What do I mean by that? Do you know how many times taking my son to school did I just want to be that angry mom, that angry soccer mom screaming out the car, hurry up, I'm about to be late because I'm late taking my son to school. Do you know? But I choose to be a woman, right? A better woman than I was daily. I choose to just say, okay, this is happening. If I would have left out 10 minutes earlier, I wouldn't be in this predicament. So this is a you problem, not a them problem. Especially if you're in Memphis. If you're in Memphis, don't blow your horn. Maybe they're going to have a shootout on the highway. Yes, they do. They have a whole thing on the highway. I don't know what that's about. That's where they go and do their little banging at on the highway. On 240, 240, they can't take a break. 240 just can't catch a break to save it. It's like 240 so broke down and got bullet holes everywhere. Potholes. Well, no. Sinkholes. Listen, that's their war zone. That's their zone. So if you got to get around, try to skip 240. Go on somewhere. Now, so you got to become a better woman you got to choose to become a better woman. This is a choice that you have to do. This is daily. So you don't become a better woman just by doing it one day. That's not how it goes. You cannot say, "Ooh, today was good to me," and then tomorrow, today drained me. No. It did not drain you. It did not drain you. It did not drain you. You drained yourself. No one can drain you but you. Okay? You become a better woman by the decisions you make, as we said, every day. What do you choose? So let's look at it, what it look like. Every day you are choosing discipline over procrastination, growth over comfort, growth or comfort, confidence or fear, healing or ignoring your problems, saving or spending, working out or being lazy, positive thinking or negative thinking, learning or scrolling. And then you have speaking life or speaking negativity, or taking responsibilities or making excuse. Which one do you choose? The woman you become is built by your daily decisions. I told you I could tell you what your life is going to be like in 6 months or a year by your habits. Okay? It's not once a week. It's not once a month. It is every single day. So every morning I want you to ask yourself, what would the woman I want to become do today? Thank you, Kate, for the follow. If I was her, what would she want to do today? Yeah, then do it. That is how you change your life. So thank you for all my gifts. So listen, I don't want you to wake up and say, oh, okay, I want to do this. I want to wear my makeup like this. I want to put on this dress. I want to put on heels. And I just want to go, even though you ain't got nowhere to go, even though I just want to do this. But I know if my mama see me, she going to be like, oh, you should see. Everybody going to be looking upside my head. Everybody going to be asking me. I'm just not even going to wear it. No. Who are you? And what do you want to do today? What do you want to do today? What do you want? Do it. I just want to feel good today. What feel good? I want to go out for lunch. Go out for lunch. Baby, don't worry about it. Do you know how many, listen. Do you know how many lunch dates I go on by myself? Yeah. You know how many dates, period, I go on by myself? It's just be so hard changing yourself when you're in a house full of negative, toxic people. Oh, baby. No, it ain't, though. My biggest thing I hate when people yell at my kids for being kids. Okay. Soft Life Healing by Shatima. I think I got it right. Baby. That is the challenge. So that is the awakening of what do you want? So let's talk about healing. That is the lesson of God teaching you, what do you want? Is this what you want? Is this what you're willing to settle for? Because this is all I got. This is the family I got. Or are you willing to trust me to move you out of it? But it's not going to look like the way that you think it should look. Those right there. Yes. So when I have people over to my home, right, and they bring their kids, I'm never yelling at the kids unless they're just bad as hell. Now, you just come on now, because I'm going to the back to get a switch. But no, unless they're really, really, really just bad. Now, I got a problem with the mama. First off, why that little joker is all on my couch like that? Get him up off my couch. But running and playing and doing stuff, I allow kids to be kids. And that's why the kids love coming to my home. Because yes, they're going to run. Yes, they're going to jump. Yes, they're going to touch stuff. Yes, they're going to break something. Yes, they're going to do that. But what I don't want them to feel like is they have to be controlled on everything. I want them to feel peace. Just don't go tearing up my stuff. Now, listen. What would the woman I want to become today want or act like? I go on dates by myself, not because I have to, not because I'm not attractive or I can't get a man. No, it's just because this is my peace. I just like to be bothered when I like to be bothered. I don't like to be bothered every day. You may not know me. Maybe you think like, well, she always want to be bothered. I really don't. I'm like a person that's just like, I want to be bothered today. And then tomorrow don't come around me, because tomorrow and then the day after that and the day after that, I'm probably laugh about everything about you, your hairline and everything else, because I'm silly like that. Don't pay me no mind. I play too much. But no, I'm serious. It's just things that I just like being by myself, right? It's not a bad thing, but that's just what I like. So I do what I do. So don't be afraid to go do things on your own. Don't be afraid to just enjoy life on your own. Life does not consist of, now, don't get it twisted. I be telling my son sometimes, I just want to travel. I just want to, and my son whole thing is, this is my oldest son. He's such a sweetheart. He listens. He don't say much unless I ask him to say something. And the reason why he don't say anything is because at 18 years old, he's very wise enough to know that you just want to vent. Because if you really wanted to go somewhere, you have all the opportunity to go. There's nothing holding you back. And I'm not about to stroke your ego. He don't tell me that, but that's just how he is. So listen, let's get into our ARPIE. So as we know, ARPIE is the 5 pillars of the foundation of the Trinity of Fitness Bootcamp. Trinity of Fitness Bootcamp is me teaching you how to heal spiritually, mentally, and physically. So the RPI is your checks and balance of you, keeping you self-regulate, right? So it's to acknowledge, release, practice, inner, explore, and empower. So A for acknowledge. Before I go there, get your notebook. You got homework. You get homework daily, okay? What did I learn about myself this week? Or you can go with last week. What did I learn about myself so far this week? Or what did you learn last week? Or release disappointment and perfectionism. Release it. Just release that. because that is a survival mindset that'll keep you stuck. Dwelling, we're working on reflections. In order to reflect, you can't dwell. So we're not dwelling on anything. Write down lessons learned. What lesson did you learn? That's for P, for practice. Write down what you learned. I, for inner explorer. Excuse me. Inner explorer is a self-reflection. Excuse me. Baby, I ate some oatmeal today. Ooh, baby. Okay. How am I changing? I, for inner explorer. How am I changing? And E, for empower. I am growing every day. Every day I'm growing. Every day. That's what you empower yourself. You tell yourself every day you're growing. You're going to make a mistake. I still make mistakes. But I tell myself, you know what? It won't happen again. And sometimes it happens again. And you know what I tell myself? It ain't going to happen again. Because of the fact, what I just told my mind was, I rewired my brain is, hey, we have too many different scenarios when that happened. Because you did not go to that will never happen again. You went to something else, like, because when that happened, I usually do this. And if I don't do that, I usually do this. If I don't do that, I usually do this. And then here I am talking about we'll never do it again. But it got to go through all the 5 or 6 cycles that the alternatives that I go to before I get to the new alternative. Do you understand? So those are the type things. That's why I don't beat myself up. Like, okay, this is what my mind is programmed for, because I've been in survival mode all my life. Not in survival mode anymore. So now it has to get used to this. And eventually, it never happened again. Okay? So a recap of all that is, you don't change your life in one day. You change your life by making better decisions every day. Every day you make a better decision. Small wins, daily discipline, honest reflection. That is how leaders are built. So what you're going to journal is, what did I learn about myself last week? That is your journaling prompt. And your homework is, you're going to plan your next week. Today, Wednesday, plan your next week. Get ready for it. And therefore, you can hold yourself accountable to some things. And if you don't meet everything that you said you do not beat yourself up. You try again. So let's do our declaration. Y'all repeat after me. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Release them. All right, here we go. I am growing every day. I reflect, I learn, and I improve. I celebrate my progress, even the small wins. I am becoming a better, stronger, wiser woman, one day at a time. And yeah, scripture is Romans 8:28, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. That's your scripture, Romans 8:28. So listen, every day at 9:30 Central Time, I am here doing the LeadHER morning show. Unless I have a meeting or something like that, I may come on later, or I may just hold it to the next day. Thank you, Nina, for staying here and supporting me. You are so welcome. And so meet me here for daily teaching. The whole purpose is the LeadHER moment is the LeadHER movement. The whole purpose of it is teaching you how to become the better version of you, the best woman that God created you to be, stepping into leadership. That's why the H plays off the leader. Okay. I'm going to teach you how to become a leader, and I'm going to lead her. All right. So that's 9:30 Central Time. If you missed any of the episodes, the daily morning shows, you can go to my YouTube. My YouTube is Chat with Coach Nye. Also in my YouTube, go check out my playlist. I have the 31-day inner transformation courses and classes that I did. I have the Coach Nye Leadership Lounge, where I teach about women in the Bible, leadership through women in the Bible. I have the Cozy Sunday Chat with Coach Nye, teaching about self-love. I have the Power Within Leadership course, which is teaching you about leadership. And it is also, I teach that class every other Monday. So this Monday coming up, I'll be teaching another Power Within Leadership course. And every Sunday I do the Women of the Bible in Leadership. I do that live on YouTube. So my YouTube is Chat with Coach Nye. Go check it out. My podcast, I am doing God's Plan series. It's the God's Plan series, Leadership through the Book of Daniel. So that's what I'm doing over there. And that's every Thursday. You'll get a new episode. So go check it out. It is Chat with Coach Nye. My podcast, Chat with Coach Nye, is on all streaming platforms: iHeart, Amazon, Pandora, Spotify, everywhere, okay? All the major platforms. So go check that out. It is Chat with Coach Nye. And here I do, thank you. Also over there, I finished the 31 days of leadership through Proverbs. So basically, every platform that I have, I teach. And you get homework. So take a notebook. Turn me on. Turn your headphones up when you got me on. I do homework. So it doesn't matter what platform you meet me at. All my platforms is Chat with Coach Nye. Here I do the weekly homework assignment. So go check it out. It's under the playlist, under my TikTok playlist, weekly healing assignments. Okay, check that out. All I ask you guys to do is share. You don't have to comment. You don't have to like. Just share it out, because I'm going to be the coach to save the world. In order to save the world, I have to teach you how to heal. In order to teach people how to heal, they have to get some of the content. So that's all I ask, is that you just share it out and share it with people that you may know that need it. My book is Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It is on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart website. I have workout programs, and I have life coaching sessions, and they're on my website. My website is tofbootcamp.com. Go to my website, subscribe to my mailing list, because I'm going to be here soon advertising for the founding members, opening up my app, the LeadHER Movement app network. I'm going to be opening it up to the first 20 of the founders, which I'm going to call you guys the founding members, right? Because you were there with me in the beginning. I'm going to open it up so you guys can take your place there, and your price will not be the price of everybody else. So that's it. So subscribe to my email list, subscribe to the email list on my website, tofbootcamp.com. Now, if you can't remember all that, look at my link tree. That's in my bio. How about that? Listen, I had a great time. Now I got to get ready to go train. What's today? Wednesday. It is lower body. So my primary focus today is my quads and hammies. Primary. My secondary is going to be my glutes. I always train glutes, but it'll be my secondary. So yeah, if you want a workout program, if you want the shelf building program, it's on my website. Full body at home workout is on my website. And I have the 12-week workout program. Now, it's not just a workout, it's an actual workbook, because as I told you, you're going to get the workout, right? And then you're going to get the mental and the spiritual. So you got homework in there as well. It's a whole workbook. It's a whole mental. All right. I think that is everything. I thank you guys for all that you've done. I thank you for attending. I thank you for the shares, likes, and the follows. I ask that you guys continue to follow and invite others, introduce me to others. I thank you so much. Coach Nye out. Oh, whoa. Hold on. I have brought back the 30-minute consultation, which is you get a free 30-minute life coaching session, but you have to book it under the consultation on my website, okay? 30 minutes. Don't come to me talking about next week I need another one, but I ain't got 30 minutes. Free consultation, okay? Listen, no one told you today. I'm telling you now. I love you, and I'm so proud of you. Remember to pour into yourself before you pour into others. I love you too, Nina. Thank you so much. Coach Nye out.